Now, this track is dedicated to junior developers, and the topics themselves are focused on different approaches and the things that might help you grow up your career. Our next speech is about manage your React app better with MobX. This is the story. So MobX, apart from other state management solution, particularly Redux, because it uses reactive programming. So the speaker would like to explain the advantages over Redux and the best practices of MobX and MobX State 3. MobX uses actually observable data. This helps in automatically tracking changes through implicit subscriptions. It is more implicit and does not require a lot of special tooling. It comes with much less boilerplate code. And the speaker for this conversation today is Tarun Nagpal. Welcome. You're
Thank
live
you.
now.
Thank you so much.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Very well. I can hear you as well, but if you can get a little bit closer to the microphone, that would be just perfect. Is it possible?
Yes. Is it
Okay.
better now?
Yeah, thank you. Sometimes, if there is anything related to the connection, for example, or to the microphone, I'm gonna need just to connect back. So now we need to wait for a while. Okay, Tarun is connecting back. Just in a minute. Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you so much. Actually, there is power issues coming in my area, so that
Mhm.
the internet is not that stable. I mean, but I'll try to do as much as what I can deliver.
Good luck. Actually, the question is very your topic. To me, it sounds very well because I realize that nowadays one of the biggest trends is actually the way we store the states and the way we work with them. So, in our the faster we can transfer those states or react to them, actually, that's why it is React, the better it is. So, yeah, I would be interested in listening how it works. And would you like to share just a few words about yourself, your experience, and where are you from?
Sure, sure. I think I'm audible to the complete audience now.
Yeah.
Okay. So hi, my name is Tarun. I basically belong to Chandigarh. It's in India,
Hmm.
200 miles away from the capital of India. So I have total 10 years of experience into web development. My skill set ranges from PHP, Node, Angular, and from last 2 years, I'm working on React only. And
Hmm.
I'm actually running a community named DevTalks India, wherein we give sessions on various topics. Earlier, I was running a community named React Dev Chandigarh. It was registered on reactjs.org when you search communities in India. And this is my first talk, which is a global talk, and actually I'm very excited about it. So sorry about some technical glitches may occur, but I'll try to rejoin whenever possible.
Okay. Cool. Now, just a last word before joining the session. So there's a few rules. Once there's 5 minutes left, I'm gonna join the session and I'll say literally 5 minutes left. Then 2 minutes left, and then 1 minute is left. It's just to keep everyone in touch and the same. Okay, then in case if there's any question from the audience, like a query, for example, there is no sound or video freezing, I will also join the session. Otherwise, I'm not gonna bother you at all. So here's your time, Mr. Tarun Nagpal. Let's go. Share your screen, please.
Sure. Yeah, I hope screen is visible to everyone. Okay, first of all, about the talk, manage React application state with Mobex. First of all, hello. I'm Tarun Nagpal. I'm here because I love React, and this is a global summit, and I'm excited to be a part of this game, this summit. You can follow me on Twitter. I have shared my Twitter handle, Tarun underscore geek, and we do these kind of internal conferences within India, and we broadcast it online. In case you want to learn more about uh, our community, you can join on my Twitter handle so that I can give you updates. Okay, what you will learn today, that is the most important slide. So today, what I will try to explain is what is application state and what is state management, what is MOBAX and MOBAX state tree, why it came to the picture, what were the loopholes that I found in Redux that basically give a huge, like I wouldn't say competition, but huge, I would say, a weightage over the React. And I'll also, at the end of my talk, I will try to share a working example because talk is cheap until you get the working code with you. Okay, so without much time, I will first go to my slide. What is state? I mean, this is anyone who new to single page application, I mean, that behaves like this. So, state, if I would say in a simple term, it is the actual core heart of your application. So, state is a place where you put all the data of your application. And I would say it is an interface it's a connection between whenever your data has been changed from multiple sources and how you show them to the UI. So in between them there is a connection that connection or place we call that is state. Like for example, you have share market application or you have Twitter application. In Twitter, we have multiple users data, multiple tweets, likes, follows. All these Twitter may be handling in its own state. I mean, in a more concise way, I would say it's a single source of data that multiple components in any application can use. Like your data must be in a centralized and secure place. Whenever someone change the data, it must be logged. It must be tracked easily. So we do not have any kind of side effects, any outdated data. So let me try to explain in more simple words. Take an example. Like this is a global state wherein I put one object. The object is user. User has three properties: name, email, and Twitter. So this particular section which handles my data, this is called the state. In this case, this object is called state. So you can consider state as a global object which carries your data in a very secure or very concise and centralized manner. By secure, what I mean is whenever any source change the data of the application, state knows who changed and what we need to re-render and what we need to showcase. So this is a place where what we call state. And why we need state, what is the use of state? Like if any new React developer came and he asked me, okay Tarun, so why we need state management? I have components, I can pass state and props, and things are working fine. But that's practically not the case. If you are working on React and you don't know Redux and you don't know state management, then there is something big you are missing in your application. Because without managing your state in a global and very confident and a very easy manner, if you're not managing your application state, then there is something wrong with your project. So it's very important to manage your state. Okay, now coming to the theory part. What is state? state management in theory. Yeah, any new we can look at state like this. What I would say is the state is a process of effectively handling the application state. By means effectively, let we know who's changing the data, what was the last state, what is the next state, and if single data has been changed by multiple sources and multiple times, we have all the track of all the data. So if I go by definition, it's a process of effectively handling the application state. State can be changed from multiple sources to manage, and to manage that multiple sources and logging, we need the state management. We get some of the benefits like if you manage your state better, you have structured your app better, like Redux. We have a couple of more libraries available. I'll take example of Redux. In Redux, we have global state. By reducer, we basically store the state, and with the help of pure function or reducer, we basically change the state. And the second benefit is you can debug your app like a professional, like whenever. So there are n number of tools available in Redux and Mobex and other libraries. Like if anything change, you can even track a single bit of your application. Like if any dot has been changed, and if you are managing the state properly, it can be debugged easily. Third, security. You know what are the various sources that can change your application state, so you manage that thing. Okay, now why Mobex and why not Redux? And if Redux is already a good library by Dan Abrinov and it's working perfectly fine within, I'll think say thousands of React apps, so why we should move to Mobex? It's a big question. I'll try to explain. So I would say by definition, I can say Mobex is a very simple and scalable state management solution. So like if you are already using Redux, the biggest pain in Redux is like you have to write a lot of boilerplate even for a small application. So what Mobex does is it simplifies your uh, boilerplate. Like if you have to write something, it gives you a way by which you can quickly start rather than setting up your connect function as a high order component, uh, passing component state to props, mapping state to props, passing actions. And every time anything change in Redux, you basically have to dispatch an action to notify the component that this has been changed. So this kind of steps we avoid in Mobex. And also uh, basically it's a standalone library, but most of the people are using it with React now. You can use Mobex with Angular as well. So it basically synchronizes the application state with your React components. Let's you have hundred or thousands of React components and you want to sync the data. Mobex can give you a very good platform. How it works, it creates a dependency state graph that is only updated when it is actually needed. I'll explain you in a couple of examples in this talk. So, but by definition, what I would say is Mobex is a single scalable library that can help manage our state better with less boilerplate and less number of steps to update the code. Okay. Now, as I already explained, so couple of advantages which I felt over Redux. In terms of boilerplate, Redux has huge lines of code, wherein Mobex we have minimal lines of code. And in Redux, after updating every action, we need a reducer to trigger that action. Let's say you hit an API, give me weather of Chicago. Whenever the weather of Chicago has been responded by the API, you have to trigger an action with the help of dispatcher, and that dispatcher will notify all your React components like boss this state has been changed. So based on that, you can change your different components and you can show your updated data. But in the case of MOBEX, it drives the state automatically. How? It uses observable patterns. Like with using observable, there is one publisher and multiple subscriber. It's a pub sub or observable pattern, kind of same thing. Like whenever a new change detected in the state, it automatically derives it. It automatically all the components act as observable, and one I mean, in a simpler term, I can say all the components are subscriber, and one global state is a publisher. Anything change, it publish it, and all the subscriber or components, they get notified with this pattern. So we don't need an external reducer to trigger it. Now, if you come to learning curve, there are a couple of things that we need to learn in Redux. Although it's simple, but it took time. But in MOBEX, you have to first understand only one design pattern, observable pattern. If you understand that pattern, you are good to go. Okay, so this is the data flow of MOBEX. What happens is, I'll first start with this HTML view. So we have this HTML view. Let's consider it as a counter example. Let's say counter function. You click on this, you get an action. An action modifies the state, and then state updates its value with compute values. So compute values is a place which actually changes your data. It can be a AJAX call. It can be internal function to calculate the square root. Any action that you need, that can be happened here. Action by action means any kind of manipulation or changes that we need. And whenever that changes happen, so this HTML, or I would say React JSX file, it automatically will be notified by these, like, okay boss, now this state has been changed due to this computed values, so you have the new values. So based on that, you can automatically change it. I mean, by means of automatically, I mean the pattern that it use. Okay, so if you already have worked with the Redux, so you can compare it with MOBEX here. So this is the flow of Redux. Like you have HTML, you trigger an action that goes to dispatcher, and then goes to store, and then store update the view layer. We have a provider, and provider is connected to your app, and all the I would say components are connected using a connect function, which acts as which is a high order component that connects your store with your HTML view. Yeah, so this is the flow of Redux, and this is the flow of MOBEX. I mean, I'll share the slides. You can compare these. But the difference which I felt is, like, we skipped this part, like with the help of provider, and we have that this dispatcher. We are skipping this part. Okay. Now it's time for some example. I have let me run it from my code editor only. Someone asked why not using Redux Toolkit and React Redux hooks. Okay, I can take these questions later, but first let me Okay, so this is an example. I have this two components. One is counter, another is app. So with the help of simple MOBEX pattern, I'm just updating the value at one side. It is getting updated in all the components. You can see counter value from app.js and counter value from counter.js. Now let me show you the code, how it works under the hood, so that you can get. Okay. So this is the basic example. Let me show you my package JSON first. I included only three library here. The very first is MobX. Second is MobX React. Sorry, two libraries only, just for the basic application. I have another example on which I will share the complete application. I mean that has all the complete structure. But for the basic understanding, I have only included two libraries. One is MobX, another is MobX React. Now let's go to index. It's simple create React app. I mean, no fancy stuff. And I have app.js. Now I go to app.js. Here, what I did is I have included this library MobX React, and this library give me an observer. So I have attached my app to an observer. So in this case, my app is now capable of handling all the data that is in store. So if I go to store.js, okay. So here is this simplest application that I tried. I have included MobX library. There are two functions available. One is observable, another is the decorate. Uh, Folks from Angular background can easily relate it from a decorator from TypeScript. What I did is I created a store. In this, I have two functions. One is increment, another is decrement, and I make this class has one variable named counter, and I made it as observable so that it can emit the value, and all the respective components can get that value. So we are updating the value. Okay, increase the font, please. Okay, try. Okay, okay. Sorry, the screen was minimized. I hope the screen is visible. The font is visible now. Okay. Now, instead of creating the Redux store completely, I created this small store with the help of MobX. And this is the counter store. And in this, we have these two functions that is updating the global value. Unable to read code. Okay, but I have already increased the font size. Okay, so this is the global store, and this is my app.js, and this has this counter component. And what this counter component is doing, it is basically now we have used observer so that we can observe all the changes of store. Within this counter component, there is a button, so which is calling the global store increment. So whenever you increase the value here in this global store with the help of this button dot click, so the value in store function will update the global state. So whenever we are updating the value in counter, it is applicable to all the places where we have used the observer on the components. So we update the value in counter, it is incremented in the global store, and it is also decrementing, and the value is stored in here in counter.js. So the value is also stored in app.js. So we are updating the global store with the help of their functions, and observer is the key here. Observer means any component that you wrapped in this observer that will observe all the changes of your global store. So you don't need any kind of dispatcher to notify the child components like, okay, boss, so this has been changed. So everything will be already observed using this observer. Yeah, so this was the one simple example. I have one more advanced example. So this example is fine, but this have few limitations. Like still the code is not yet structured. Like we have the best structure available in React before MobeX. So we have another example that on which I'll try to explain it in a more deeper way. So this example was just for initial understanding. Okay. Now the problem with the current Mobix store, like when Mobix was launched initially and used in React, there were common issues in Mobix. The common issue is since we have that kind of freedom, we have observables available and we have a global store available. Like each developer or each company may write their own pattern. So like if we are using Redux, we have a common pattern, but Movex doesn't have the common pattern or the common code structure. And we miss a very good feature, that is data validations. Like in TypeScript, we have interfaces and we don't know the data types of each state. So to handle all these problems, we have one more library available, which is based on Mobex only, but it gives you a structure which is more familiar to you, like we use in Redux, so that we have more closer look, or you can say more closer resemblance to the Redux, so that we don't have that much issues. Like if you are already using Redux and if you move to Mobex and you use Mobex state tree, so it is very easy for you to change your application or create your new application. In this case, you will have very less learning curve. I'll show you one working example. Sorry. This is a working example. I have working example in my code as well. By the way, I have code sandbox as well that can give you more. Okay, I created this small to-do app that will serve this purpose. With the help of, so I kept the design so simple that I haven't used any kind of CSS in order to save the code. Let's say this is simple to-do app, like we have things like buy me uh, coffee or buy new task, and in this way we are adding new tasks, and whenever we are clicking on tick, we are completing these tasks. Okay. By the way, I would like to give the credit to this official documentation available on Mobex State Tree. So this example was inspired from there. Okay, so this is the small application. Now I'll show you the code. So this is the code, running code. Whenever you are updating this, you can see at the bottom this is getting updated. Now let me try to explain the code of it. Okay, so Mobex State Tree is, I would say, the most mature form of Mobex available on internet. So what? Let me show you the packaging first. So how I manage the store here. So I again use three library only. No much code. Only very simple three library: Mobex, Mobex React, and Mobex State Tree. That's it. We use three library, and this is the place where I put all the things. Mm, yeah, this is the updated code. So what I did is I first of all included this base library, Mobex, Mobex React. These two I have included. And what how I basically manage the code. The font size. I created this index and included these libraries, and this is the global store. Instead of having the Redux store, this is the global store. How I did is, like when I said that Mobex provide us a type checking, like we define a root store. In the root store there are child stores available, like all the different stores. So I have two store here. One is to do, which is basically updating your to do list. Another is users, which is updating your users. So every store that we created has three parts. One is the model, where you actually define your data; the views, where you actually get your data; the actions, where you actually update your data. And by this dot create method, you basically create a store. So I'll share this complete code so that you can basically understand the things better. So this global store include two substore, and how I created these two substores I'll show you in the to do. Like, so this is the power of Mobex tree. If you see, like whenever you include Mobex tree, instead of in Redux we define this global state, but in Mobex we, with the help of types, we can control the data type. Like if I show you another, like X, if I write types dot, you can see the complete data set, the data types: date, array, boolean, compose, enum. I mean, you have all the map, model, number. You can define your data types. In this way you control the data that is coming from different sources. If you are expecting a string value, it will throw error if you do not get that desired value. In this way we can control your application state in a more secure manner. Like, you know what kind of data type you are expecting, and based on that you can manipulate. And in order to manipulate this model, this Mobex state tree provide you two more feature. One is action, and another is views. I haven't added views here. By the action, you can set the things and you simply return. So this is the one store. Here you can consider this as a reducer in uh, Redux. Same way the reducer work in Redux, the same way you can create your different. And same way I have created this user model. So I have created this folder models where I put all the different stores here. And I have created a store.js where I combined all the things. And this store, how I connected this store to app, let me show you. In index.js, I included this global store. I just pass this store as a prop. That's it. You pass that store as a prop, and whenever you are creating component, you just make that component observer. That's it. You don't need a dispatcher here. The components who are using your state, whenever a global state will be updated, this app will be automatically notified about it. So you reduce all the pain of saving a user when it gives you a data back. You have to actually dispatch it. You have to use connect store. So all these things you saved here. You don't need dispatch map state to prop, dispatch state to props. Basically, you basically skip all these steps. So if I say in a summary, you only need this observer, and you, in order to create the global store or sub store, you need Mobex state tree, which gives you a pattern, a already defined pattern, which gives you three things: model, views, and actions. You simply create your complete app using this structure. You will get more secure data, like you have data types. You have a more structured data because you already know the pattern of your root store, how you include it. So this is the way you include your child stores to a global store. And with the help of types, you control all the things, and all the values that you get with the help of this values keyword, you manipulate the values. And with the help of this get function, this is the way in object oriented languages we have getters, the views. We have actions that act sometimes as somewhat like a setters. So these are getter setter from the object oriented languages, and this is the view, this is the model, and this is the action. I mean, I would recommend who guys are working on Redux or trying a new application, they can use this code freely, understand it, and if still any confusion in Mobex or Mobex state tree, their pattern, I mean, I'm available offline. You can catch me on Twitter and just ping me about this. I think I have the time. 10:20. Yeah, I think that's all from the current slide. And okay,
Thank you, Tarun.
I think I'm done.
Can
Yeah,
you
I
hear
was
me?
waiting for you.
Perfect. Can you hear me? Okay, that's great. I would like to, before we're moving to our Q&A session that actually starts in like 7 minutes from now, uh, I would like to ask you, what's your overall impression? What's your experience now as you started, as you actually finished your conversation? Was it a big difference?
Sorry, I didn't get your question, please.
Okay, so how do you feel now after the entire session? You don't see people and you don't see reaction that much. Well, in your case, I heard you've been reading the feedbacks on YouTube, so that gave you at least some picture. So just tell a few words. What maybe helped you to keep the focus on the audience?
Like this was my first experience for this huge audience. I think almost I don't know how many people are live, but I would say this was much better. But like in the offline mode, there are a couple of distractions that we get inside the room. But here you are the king only, and you know how you drive and how you go the things. Yeah, by
Yep.
reading the comments, I get that motivation, like someone is looking for answers, that gave me more direction. Like when I was sharing my code, someone said that please increase the font size, and
Yeah.
that is not readable. I mean, that was very good point. I would like to thank whosoever commented on the right point, so that I don't get distracted. Yeah, it was a good experience. So special thanks to the complete team of Geekly, Charlie, Annie, Uri. I would like to thank everyone. I think it's a huge courage and huge effort that require this kind of show, and connecting developers from various places of the world, and connecting them into a common platform, and supporting the speakers and supporting the audience, providing real time help. I mean, you guys are awesome. I mean, that's simply awesome.
That's a very, very warm feedback. Thank you so much. We are getting back live just in 5 minutes, and now let's have a quick coffee break, maybe, and so on. We are getting
Sure.
live in five
Sure.
minutes. Thank